We're back live from FEU Tech and you're watching the Leader I Want Senatorial Debates. Ito na yung bahagi na siguro interesadong mga estudyante kasi you get your chance to ask the candidates your own questions. Rappler brings you this debate with partners in PH Vote. These are Globe, 7-Eleven, Facebook, Twitter, DZRH Manila Broadcasting Corporation, and Media ng Bayan, PTV4, and its partner, The Standard. We are live on Media ng Bayan, PTV4, DZRH. For this part, we asked FEU students to crowdsource their questions, and they decided on the final list of the questions they want to ask. For those watching on cell phones and computers, you can follow Rappler's live blog, where editors summarize and provide context. Vote on our mood meter. And for our online poll, vote for the winner in each round. Use hashtag #TheLeaderIWant when posting your reactions and questions on social media. For our debate mechanics, one student will ask a question of one candidate. So you choose which candidate you are directing your question to. The candidate of your choice will have 1 minute to answer. As usual, the candidate will hear the 30-second reminder, which you are already familiar with by now, and the final buzzer at the end when time's up. So there will be 6 students who will come up and choose and formulate a question for each of you. A student can also decide to ask a question of all candidates. I think there are 2 students who will be allowed that. And the candidates, again, will be given 30 seconds to answer. You will hear the same bells and the same buzzer. Shall we have the first question?
So, hi, good afternoon. I'm Harrison, an IT student from FEU Tech. So, my questions are for Mr. Raffy Alunan. So, you have been out of the public office for almost 2 decades, but your exemplary record shows your experience leading the departments handling the local government and the tourism. So what are the greatest challenges our local government is facing today? In your opinion, is federalization the solution for these challenges? If not, what are your recommendations?
Okay, well, first of all, the misimpression that I've been a public servant for 2 decades. I was a public servant for 7 years. 3 years under Cory, 4 years under President Ramos. And then I returned to the private sector and worked for another 20 years before retiring. Okay. The problems that we have in the executive branch pertain to leadership and good government practices. We need to have people in our institutions who are matino and mahusay. During my time in the ILG, we defined good government as a government that is ruled by people who are matino and mahusay. So we need to do that, and it starts with electing people who are matino and mahusay so that they can appoint people who are matino and mahusay. That's the domino theory. In the case of tourism and the ILG, in order for us to push our agenda forward, there are a number of legislative and executive issues that have to be addressed. The thing is, I have only 2 seconds left. I won't be able to answer it.
I'm sorry about that. We move on to the second question.
Dasin Olan, IIT student from FEU Institute of Technology. I would like to address this question to Mr. Dante Liban. You mentioned earlier that the center of your advocacy is the family. So in relation with this, what specific law or legislation you have for the family? And para sa inyo, sir, kamusta ang pamilyang Pilipino sa kasalukuyan?
Well, unang-una, sa panukalang batas, nabanggit ko kanina, na ang pagtatatag ng kagawaran para sa pamilya at lahat ng miyembro ng pamilya. Sapagkat, unang-una, ito ay alinsunod sa utos ng saligang batas. Section 26, Article 2, and the whole of Article 15, entitled The Family. It is the duty of government, pero ngayon walang ginagawa ang gobyerno. Kaya yan ang aking prioridad. Pangalawa, I'm pro-life legislator. I always believe in the sanctity of life and family. Pangatlo, ang sitwasyon ng pamilyang Pilipino ngayon, sa totoo lang, naghahanap ng kalinga, naghahanap ng pagmamahal, naghahanap ng suporta ng gobyerno. Naniniwala ko, sa susunod na Pangulo ng Bansa, yan ay tutugon sa hiling at hinaing ng taong bayan pagdating sa problema at solusyon para sa pamilya. Salamat po.
Next question.
Hi, good afternoon. I am Royce, a computer engineering student here at FU Tech. So my question is for Attorney Alan Montaño. So as an advocate of labor rights, aside from improving the minimum wage, what other solutions would you propose to improve the plight of our workers? And how do you plan to legislate their best interest?
Napakaganda ng tanong. As I mentioned earlier, tayo nga, Pilipinas nga, talaga hindi ba dispute yan? May pinakamagandang economic performance sa buong Southeast Asia. The problem is that hindi ramdam ito ng ating mga manggagawa. So how do we go about it? How should we make this economic growth more inclusive? Unang-una sa ngayon, I should say, ngayon palang feeling ko nga panalo na sa eleksyon na ito eh. Galing sa hanay ng mga manggagawa, na-popularize namin yung aming issue, dinala ng isang malaking partido yung aming advokasya ng tax exemption doon sa mga living wage earners. So sinasabi natin, yung mga maliliit ng income, wag na nating lalo pang pahirapan. So sa ngayon pa lang, feeling ko panalo na tayo on that. Second, malaki sa income ng ating mga kababayan ay ginugugol sa pagpapaaral ng kanilang mga anak. Lalo sa mga mahirap, importante yun. So we are advocating also for free education up to college. Ganon din sa healthcare. So karamihan dyan, expansion lang ng PhilHealth program. Sinasabi natin, dapat libre yung hospitalisasyon at gamot. Kami lang at ang grupo ko lang ang nagsasabi at nag-advocate ng ganong mga plataforma, which would certainly help alleviate the condition of our poor people.
Next question.
Good afternoon. I'm Alfonso, mechanical engineering student here in FEU Institute of Technology. Ms. Susan Oble, your father is Senator Blas Oble. What is the greatest leadership lesson did you learn from him, and how this influence your choices you make, and also the advocacy you are fighting for?
Thank you, Alfonso. Tsaka good luck sa inyo sa exam.
Thank you po.
Oo. Yung tatay ko kasi galing sa hirap. Sabi ko nga kanina, naging kargador sa pier. Nanghihiram lang ng libro. Yung binabalot na isda, yung dyaryo, nung kabataan niya, pati yun binabasa niya. Galing talaga sa hirap, pero naging Foreign Affairs Secretary, naging Senate President. So, ako laging inspired sa buhay niya. At ang lagi niya sinasabi, gaano man katalino yung tatay ko, may isang sinabi siya sa akin, always be kind. At yun yung dala-dala ko. Kaya kahit sino manggagawa lumapit sa akin, kahit na, lalo na yung OFWs, na alam kong bihira yung nakikinig talaga sa kanila. Dala-dala ko yun. Bawat OFW na tinutulungan ko, parang niyayakap ko uli yung tatay ko. At hopefully, mas marami ako matulungan kung matulungan niyo ako manalo sa Senado.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm JJ from FEU Tech. My question is for General Pagdilao. In light of the recent COMELEC hacking of the COMELEC website, which exposed almost 40 million personal data, what measures would you suggest to address this issue? And how do you plan to address cybercrimes in the Philippines?
What's the last question, please?
How do you plan to address cybercrimes in the Philippines?
Cybercrime. Okay, cybercrimes. First, the hacking really worries us, is a concern. No? So kinakailangan natin yung the media, no? Yung mga party, at saka tayo rin mismo as Filipinos should be aware, no? Of the measures that should be introduced and to be able to ensure that ito pong way of electing will be nothing but credible, walang makakasira doon sa integrity ng balota sa pamagitan ng automated election. Pangalawa, yung cybercrimes natin, indeed, kinakailangan po natin ma-recognize that the problem of cybercrimes is in our midst today. So we have to strengthen yung ating mga cybercrimes units. Makabagong krimen ito, kinakailangan suportahan ang ating pamahalaan sa pamagitan ng mga equipment. Kinakailangan natin equipment to handle this, training, We have been so dependent on the training equipment by foreign governments extended to us.
Okay. May I just interject a bit? Because this is such an important question. It's a very important issue with elections coming and the leak that has happened, which makes every one of us very vulnerable. Among the candidates, do you have any specific ideas how this COMELEC leak can be addressed, fixed, or mitigated? Yes, General.
I think the COMELEC should have been, in the first place, put up its cybersecurity unit and made sure that their servers were not hacked and that they should have their backup. Ibig sabihin, meron tayong isang installation dyan sa Pasig, no? Run by PLDT. Meron sila dapat na naging mirror din dyan, no? And if possible, they should have rented mirror in Taiwan or say in the US to make sure that the integrity of our voters list will not be hacked. Now, I expect that the COMELEC will do damage control by restoring the original voters list so that nobody will be disenfranchised. No. There's a group that can do that. They are called ethical hackers. They can do that.
Thank you. Yes, Mr. Alunan, and then everyone? Okay, sige. Just a quick one.
Yes, I really hope that the COMELEC restores our faith, trust, and confidence in them. And they can do that by restoring the 4 safety features that they removed from the electronic system. This was divulged by Attorney Glenn Chong, and you can go to YouTube and listen to a 23-minute discourse by Attorney Glenn Chong, where he describes how the 4 safety features were removed in 2010. They remained out in 2013, and people are still having a hard time restoring the 4 safety features. So I think that in the absence of the COMELEC being proactive in restoring those 4 features, the people themselves have to be proactive. You have to come up with cyber warriors that can prevent hacking and cheating and the stealing of the vote. I do not know really how to do that because I'm not a techie, but it's important for the people to take action.
Aminin natin na we are approaching crunch time for the election. At aminin din natin, ang tiwala ng taong bayan sa COMELEC may pagkaduda na. Bago-bago ang lumalabas na announcement. Ang suggestion ko, with this hacking, there must be a multilateral body composed of not only of COMELEC, invite techies from the church, techies from the private sector, magsama-sama sila, and treat it as a critical issue at this point. We are in crisis situation. Kasi election is very, very important. Kailangan tanggap sa taong bayan, malinis, maayos. Pero pag tinanong mo, COMELEC lang ang gagawa, sometimes may duda. And let's face that. Kaya to prevent that, to avoid that, kailangan may super body composed of COMELEC, techies, church organization techies, the private business sector and NGO techies, magsama sila para ma-address yan, para ang duda o doubt ay matugunan at magkaroon tayo ng maayos na at malinis na halalat. Salamat po.
Okay. Yes, Ms. Ople.
Yes. Ako talagang, sorry pero sobrang galit ako sa nangyari dyan sa COMELEC na yan. Yung mga kapatid ko, may kapatid ako na nasa Geneva, Switzerland. Kapatid ako na nagtatrabaho sa LA. Pareho sila nagsabi sa akin na yung aming passport details nandoon sa website na yon. Ilan pa tayo na ganon, nahubaran tayo na hindi natin alam kung paano nangyari. Ngayon, bawat ahensya ng gobyerno, mayroong database. Protection na yung mga database na ganon para hindi mangyari yung nangyari sa COMELEC. Pangalawa, let's assemble the best cybersecurity experts. Imbitahin dito. Bigyan na tayo ng advice. Time is of the essence. Yung mga sindikato, hindi natutulog yan. Hindi natin alam, baka habang nakaupo tayo, ginagamit na yung identity natin para sa maling paraan. Maling bagay.
Yeah.
Let me just add, meron pong mga kasama namin na senatorial balls na sinasabi, nilalapitan sila at binibenta or hininga ng pera para lang ma-ensure that they win using the automated way right now. Ang sabi ko, bakit hindi sila pupunta sa akin? Kasi pag pumunta sila sa akin, I'm going to arrest them, di ba? Para mag-serve as an assurance sa mga taong mga mamamayan natin na hindi pwede yung ganun because that is proposing to commit a violation of the election code. So that's one. And then of course, nasabi natin, return the security features of the automated and most of all yung electronic watchdogs. Kasi po iba to, hindi po natin makukunan ng ebidensya yan unless we conduct some forensic over these machines. Matagal po yun. Matapos na madeklara na ang mananalo dyan before we can even come up with an evidence to present, to contest the results of the election. So we really need that electronic watchdogs. Thank you po.
Thank you. Sorry for interjecting, but I felt that was a very good question from the student. Next question, please.
Hello, I'm Dichali de la Serna, currently studying BS Electrical Engineering. My question is for Mr. Vallavoso. You once served as a police attaché in China, and that might help you in your views regarding the current conflict in the said country. How do you think our government and you, as a senator, address the issue?
It's a little bit hazy, no? Can you please?
How do you think our government and you, as a senator, should address the issue?
Issue on
On the West China Sea.
On the West
Philippine Sea. Sorry.
Yeah.
West Philippine Sea.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you. Yeah, I had my 2-year stint in Beijing as a police attaché in our Philippine embassy. And I witnessed at that time the growing aggressiveness of China, in particular with reference to what they term as unrestricted warfare. You can see it all over. Yung mga islets natin, nagagawa nilang isla. And you know what? Some of the materials are even coming from our own territory. No? And I think what we need to do is to go multilateralism. But China is insisting bilateralism. We should know exactly their interest in doing that. And the U.S. interest in doing that. And our own national interest. Hindi tayo papayag dapat na mapagitnaan ng dalawang nagsasalpukang elepante. So we have our own national sovereignty and national interest to protect also.
This is now a question that will be addressed to all. You will have 30 seconds to reply.
Good day, Madam and Sirs. I am Abigail. I am hopefully in my last term in college. So my question is, many of you have solid experience in governance. However, most of us millennials do not know you as much. How will you be able to get our votes and what we young people can expect from you?
Okay, well, I anticipated that, and I'm glad that my children came here. They're here distributing leaflets about who I am, so that you can read up. Salamat. I can talk here for hours, but I'd suggest you just read the leaflet.
You know, the reason I decided to run again, kasi alam niyo, lolo na ako eh. I have 4 grandchildren. But I realize, may obligasyon ako para sa mga kabataan, lalo sa mga millennials, na hindi ako pwede makatulong na walang gagawin. And I believe it's about time to participate in this democratic exercise and share with the people through the Senate my God-given talents and skills. And I want to leave a legacy for young people. Salamat po.
Ako simple lang. Wala ngang so much opportunity na kapag-render ng public service in the past. Itong run na ito talagang punong-puno na ang organized labor sa kawalan ng tunay na representasyon sa Senado. Kaya sa totoo lang po, itong run na ito, this is a sectorally endorsed Senate bid. At hopefully, magkaroon tayo ng tunay na representante ng mga obrero sa Senado this time. Na.
Yeah, yung sa akin siguro, sasagutin ko with a pakiusap sa ating mga kabataan na nandito ngayon. Yung hashtag natin ngayon, hashtag the leader I want, dudugtungan ko yun, hashtag bago naman. Kasi yun yung pakiusap din namin sa inyo. Madali kasi 50 kami, alam nyo ba, 50 yung tumatakbong senador. Pero iilan lang yung kaya talaga, 830,000 per 30-second TV ad. Hindi namin kaya yun. Hindi namin kaya mag-boost ng pera ng ganon. So, nasa sa inyo ang aming pag-asa.
Kaya nga po, nagpapasalamat kami because dito po programang ito gave us a chance to be, seen in the internet, over TV, or radio. No? Sa pagkakataong ito, natutulungan tayo. Of course, we're asking you, because you are tech savvy, to use the social media to propagate the qualities, yung mga programs namin. Sa pamagitan yan, maririnig kami kasi hindi nga kami mga sikat. Ano po ang dapat maibigay namin sa inyo? Of course, we want to prepare you, young people, through education, so that you'll become productive citizens of our future, law-abiding as well. Thank you.
Kanina po, nung umaawit kayo nung FEU hymn, nakataas yung mga inyong kamao. Ito po ang pagtaas ng kamao ay simbolo ng pagbabago. You are the embodiment of change. The challenge is not more on us, but it's yours. Nasa kamay niyo po ang pagbabago. Yung mga nandito po sa harapan ninyo, nagbigay ng panahon para sa inyo. Ibigay niyo pabalik ang panahon na yan sa bansa na to. Maraming salamat po.
Good afternoon, senatorial candidates. My name is Justin Judpura, the Vice President of the Student Council of FEU Tech, also a computer science student. My question is, what is the contribution of technology to the nation building, and as future legislators, what technology-related legislation will you champion?
We have legislation where 1% of GDP should be devoted to technology, R&D, but that hasn't been done. That's the reason why we're lagging behind in industrialization, because we keep on depending on technologies that are being dumped here that no longer make us competitive. We have to invest in our talent, because many of our talents that are producing technologies abroad are Filipino. No? We should find a way to bring them back here and bring up our country.
Isa sa pangunahing panukalang batas ko, mag-put up ng 50 billion pesos for Filipino inventions and innovations. Talentado ang Pinoy. Ang problema lamang, walang suporta sa gobyerno. Kuripot ang gobyerno. Kaya with this fund, madadevelop ang Filipino talents in inventions and innovations. Salamat po.
Very, very specific. On information technology, one most advanced equipment being used today, itong ating mga cellphones. Ito rin ang ginagamit sa komisyon ng crimes these days. I-require natin lahat ng mga prepaid ay dapat ipa-register yan. Dapat there should be a law that would require registration on the acquisition of prepaid SIM cards. Malaki ang may tutulong yan sa prevention ng crimes.
Para sa akin, bukod dun sa nasabi ko na kanina, na dapat libre yung wifi sa mga eskwelahan, sa tingin ko dapat may Bill of Rights din for internet subscribers. Bakit? Ako may data plan ako. Umiikot ako ng buong bansa. Ang daming areas na pinuntahan ko, hindi naman gumagana yung internet. Pero yung singil sa akin, napakabilis, napaka-impunto, lagi na lang ganon. Lugi tayo. For crappy service we pay the same amount of money, and dapat mabago yun.
technological advancement ay dapat gamitin natin to improve. No? Like for instance, in education, may improve natin yan. Agriculture production, kinakailangan ma-improve nan by technological advancement. Ganon din po ang production, manufacture, no? Including, of course, law enforcement. So we need technological advancement, no? Para po ma-improve yung production and way of life natin. Of course, by way of legislation, kasi it will also act as double-edged. No? So we need proper government intervention para po ito ma-regulate rin natin. Sapagkat the abuse of this technical advancement will also have an adverse recourse or action for our part. Thank you.
Tuloy-tuloy po yung pagsulong ng teknolohiya, no? Advances in technology. And we better harness its use and usefulness in the fields of agriculture, industry, manufacturing, and the services. Lalong-lalo na sa education sector. We must have a knowledge-based economy with the help and use of modern technology. Kailangan mapabilis natin yung internet speed by breaking down the barriers to the entry of new players in this field. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Those were interesting questions. We're nearing the end, but there's actually just one question from Rappler editors. We would like to know who are the two presidential candidates that you will be supporting and why. We know that many of you are independent, but who are the two? Who wants to start?
I only have one. I believe in loyalty and I believe in choosing the right candidate and I'll stick to that candidate. Para sa tunay na pagbabago. Bayan bago sarili.
So sino daw yun, sir?
Digong Duterte.
Yes, Congressman Liban.
Ako, dalawa. Rodrigo Duterte at Duterte Rodrigo.
Attorney Montaño.
Ako, dahil wala pa akong narinig na ibang presidentiables, databi plataforma na talagang directly would benefit the poor. Libreng edukasyon, libreng serbisyong pangkalusugan, and income tax exemption for those earning less than 30,000, I go for Binay.
Okay. Yes, Ms. Ople.
Yes. Alam nyo, ako kasi yung campaign ko is a social advocacy campaign at saka political campaign. Ano. Sabihin ko na lang siguro kung hindi, sino ang hindi. Kung okay lang yun. Although I'm now also running for with, of course, the ticket of Senator Grace Poe, and I also was endorsed by Una and Senator Miriam and also by Mayor Digong Duterte. Ang hindi lang yung kulay sunshine. So,
Next, please. Makinig kayo.
I am fortunate. No? Ako po ay tumatakbo bilang isang independent candidate. Pero ako po ay suportado ng dalawa. Tatlo po, pero namatay na yung isa. No? Isa po, nasa official slate po ako ni Grace po, Team Galing at Puso. At ako po ay ini-endorse rin no, ni Digong Duterte. Sasagutin ko po yung tanong, naaayon sa tanong, ano? Dalawa. So, yung dalawang yun, ako'y tumutugon din sa panawagan ng ating taong bayan. Diba? Sila po ang makakasagot niyan.
So, Duterte and?
Yeah, Grace po and Duterte, diba? Kasi ang tanong mo, dalawa. Sumasagot lang ako, no? Doon sa katanungan. Okay? Salamat po.
General Valeroso.
Ikinararangal ko po na isang kandidato ng Partido Lakas ng Masa. Although officially ang Partido Lakas ng Masa ay walang daladalang presidente at this point. Ako naman po ay isang independent base sa accreditation ng COMELEC sa akin. Pwede ko po bang sabihin na lang sa pamamagitan ng pagtaas ko ng aking kamao ng 2 ulit? Mabuhay po kayong lahat.
Okay, maraming salamat po. We're now in the last part of this debate. We would like to hear now the final words parting words from our candidates. Let's start naman from the right. General Valeroso.
Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat, sa inyong pakikinig. Kanina po sinabi ko ang tagubili ng pagiging leader at si General Valeroso po ay inyong kaibigan. Si General Valeroso po ay inyong kapatid. At si General Valeroso po ay isang ama. Bigyan niyo po ng pagkakataon na maging kampyon, lalo na ng kabataan sa Senado. At inaasahan ko po, nakita niyo po naman, 6 kami ngayon dito. 6 na lang po siguro ang idadagdag ninyo. Bawat isa po sa amin dito ay kampyon ng kanya-kanyang field of expertise. Kung kailangan natin na magbago, umpisahan po natin sa sarili natin. Ang pagbabago ay nangangahulugan din ng mga bagong mukha sa Senado. Ito po na nasa harapan ninyo ay siguradong-sigurado ako. Hindi ko man po sila katiket lahat. Nakagaya ng katiket ko si Toots Ople at si Attorney Alan Montano. Kayo na po ang magbigay sa kanila ng puwang para sa Senado. Maraming pong salamat sa inyo.
Mr. Pagdilao.
Maraming salamat po. Alam ko na ang kagustuhan natin ay pagbabago. Para tayo magkaroon po ng pagbabago, kinakailangan bago rin ang ilalagay nyo sa Senado. Ang katanungan, are we the leaders you want? Ang sagot namin, we are the leaders that you need. We need peace and order is one of those that we need because we need to live in a place where peace and order reign supreme. Sila po, yan pong kondisyon na yan, ang mag-aaser po ng magandang kinabukasan para sa atin. Where economic progress, and I'm sure we're going to live the blessings or enjoy the blessings of a peaceful and orderly society. Maraming salamat po.
Ms. Ople.
Merong OFW nasa Saudi Arabia, nasa Bahay Kalinga. Bakit siya nandun 2 taon na? Dahil binuhusan siya ng kumukulong tubig ng kanyang amo na babae. Dahil nababagalan yung amo sa pagtimpla ng kape. Ang pangalan niya ay Pahima Aligasi. Dinalo ko siya doon sa Bahay Kalinga sa Riyadh. At may pangako ako sa kanya na gagawin ko lahat para mapauwi ko siya dito sa Pilipinas. Hindi siya makauwi kasi yung kaso niya ng maltreatment, dinismiss ng Saudi prosecutor. At yung employer niya, kinasuhan naman siya ng slander. Ito yung mga kaso na araw-araw kong hinaharap. For the past 12 years, tumakbo man ako hindi, ito pa rin yung haharapin ko. Commitment ito sa akin, hindi lang politika ito. Ito yung misyon ng buhay ko. Kaya kung ako sa inyo, payong kapatid, pumili kayo ng kandidato na may kanya-kanyang misyon. Hindi lang yung dahil sa ambisyon. At kung maaring maipaglaban ko kayo sa Senado, bigyan niyo ako ng pagkakataon at bigyan niyo rin ng pagkakataon yung mga bagong mukha. Dahil para sa akin, iba yung tinititigan sa tinitingnan. Kami nakatitig kami talaga sa inyo at hindi sa aming mga sarili. At maaabot niyo ako kailanman dahil mas mabilis kayo maglakad kaysa sa akin. Kaya talaga maaabot niyo ako at maaabot niyo kami lahat. Kaya kayo na po bahala. Salamat po.
Attorney Montano.
Yes, Attorney Montano po, na anak ng isang tinanting magsasaka. Naging scholar ng mga manggagawa at ngayon in the last 22 years had been representing the labor sector in the different tripartite bodies pero hindi sufficient yun para mabago natin ang kanilang kalagayan. Ang problema ng kahirapan noon ay problema pa rin hanggang sa ngayon. Tanging mas marami tayo, mga kababayang mga magsasaka, mga kababayang mga manggagawa, mga OFW, mas marami tayo sa mga mayayamang nagdudumi na ngayon sa Senado. walang dahilan na tayo ay matatalo. Pag tayo ay matalo pa, nasa kamay nyo na yan. So, maikli lang ang mensahe ko. The future belongs to those who see the dreams of those who wish na mabago ang takbo ng bawat buhay ng bawat mamamayang Pilipino.
Mr. Liban?
Kasing halaga ng aking pakikibaka para sa pamilya at buhay, tuloy-tuloy aking pakikibaka sa kahirapan at problema ng mga ordinaryong Pilipino. Ako'y mapalad, binigyan ako ng biyaya ng Panginoon na natahaki ko ang landas ng tagumpay. You know, I started as a waiter sa Aristocrat Restaurant. At dahil dyan, talaga nagpursige ako, disiplinado, nagsakripisyo, sapagkat naniniwala ko, kung walang disiplina, walang determinasyon, walang sakripisyo, imposibleng tahakin mo ang landas ng tagumpay. Bagamat ako'y limitado sa simula, natahak ko ang landas ng tagumpay. Hindi lang sa sarili kong kilos, sa gabay ng ating dakilang lumika. Kaya ang aking mensahe sa inyo, ito'y magandang pagkakataon na makibahagi, makasama kayo sa tunay na pagbabago ng ating lipunan. Panahon na magbago ang ating lipunan. At kaya magsama-sama po tayo sapagkat tanggapin natin o hindi, kung anumang pagbabago ay para sa atin. Kaya ang tanong ko, kayo ba isang ayon para ipagpatuloy ang laban sa pagbabago para maiangat ang taong bayan sa banig ng kahirapan? Ipagpapaliban nyo ba ang pagkakataon ngayon na may darating na bagong Pangulo ng pagbabago? Bilang pagtatapos, sana naman, huwag nyo ipagpaliban si Dante Liban sa Senado.
Last but not least, Mr. Alunan.
Thank you. Rafi Alunan, number 3 sa Senado. Number 3 sa balota para sa Senado. Pwede rin number 3 sa Senado. Kakampi ng bayan. Kinakampihan ko talaga ang bayan dahil during Mar time, we actually fought crime and corruption. We experienced that already. We fought for peace. We fought for development. We provided business an enabling environment so that they can help develop the country. Ang problema, the reforms that we put in place, all the efforts that we laid during the time of Cory Aquino and Eddie Ramos were slowly eroded. So it's time for us to start fixing again and go back to public service. Ako'y tinuro ng aking mga guro that before you leave and pass on this earth, leave behind a country in better shape than when you're born into it. Ako'y naniniwala dyan. Ako'y buong buo na kailangan nating gawin yan bilang isang united nation of Filipinos, united, although diverse in many ways, but united in common purpose, to build a nation for our children. On May 9, you will choose whether you will vote for new politics or more of the same. We are here for new politics. You can choose us. Otherwise, you can choose the others. Mabuhay ang Pilipinas, mabuhay ang Pilipino.
Thank you. Let's give our candidates a big round of applause. Some of you may not have filled out your 12 senatorial candidates. Consider them when you draw up your kodigo for your list. Maraming salamat sa nakilahok online, sa Rappler.com, sa mga nanood sa telebisyon, sa media ng Bayan PTV4, at sa mga tagapakinig sa DZRH. Ito na po ang huling yugto ng The Leader I Want Senatorial Debates. Samahan niyo kami sa coverage ng eleksyon sa www.rappler.com simula Mayo 8, sa araw ng eleksyon, Mayo 9, at sa unang araw pagkatapos ng eleksyon, Mayo 10. In behalf of our other PH Vote partners, Globe 711, Facebook, Twitter, and to the FEU community, thank you at magandang hapon sa inyong lahat. Thank you very much.